On several occasions recently, there have been strange occurrences where caravan brakes have started to overheat, and even worse, they've got so hot that they've burnt out. It wasn't just old caravans, it was very often newish ones. It wasn't just beginners towing them either, it was often people who've towed for years and never had this problem. So what was causing it? Because it necessitates pulling over to the side into a lay-by and you cannot continue on your journey. Certain common elements started to appear, and they appeared when the National Caravan Council talked to the police and the two clubs got involved. And the first was, it seemed to happen with large, powerful tow cars doing the pulling. Lots of people now buy big, powerful tow cars and off-road vehicles, and they're so powerful that even with the caravan brakes on, it's hardly noticeable to the driver. Then there was the caravan itself. And the second point picked up was that caravans that have a gas spring on the hand lever seem especially susceptible to this problem. And we'll look into that a little bit more later. A third and a fourth point relate to the breakaway cable. On some of the bigger cars, the point where you couple the breakaway cable to the towing bracket is quite a long way underneath. So much so that the whole cable is a bit too tight. Start to go round a corner and it tightens even more, and once that happens it activates the brake and the brake lever goes on fully. And so the burning out begins and the smoke comes out and the smell is terrible. If there is a bearing like this, it's not unusual for the grease to start melting and bleed out from the whole assembly. This is a caravan brake, and you would find that the backing plate would often crack and a big chunk would come out. And on the front, the actual brake drum too would get so hot that pieces would fall off. And then the brake shoes as well. They wouldn't just be worn down like this one. You would actually see the metal underneath. Something had to be done. Clearly, these safety cables have to be fitted properly. And we need to double check what is the correct procedure. Let's have a look at this more closely. Now, this isn't normally the car that we use to tow this caravan. I just want the tow ball. It's interesting that we've also had to take out the jockey wheel so that you can see the whole way it's connected up. This is the correct breakaway cable for an Alco chassis because it's sheathed in red. That means it's going to be the correct length. On the inboard end, the caravan end, it's connected to the bottom of the handbrake lever. And incidentally, this is the very sort that gives problems. That's the gas strut or gas spring that causes it to go fully on. The cable needs to go forward in a straight line, through a loop here, and then towards the tow ball. And it's a pity that on some cars there's a coupling point far too far to one side. It all needs to be in alignment. It mustn't be further away from the centre of the tow ball than 100 millimetres, which is 4 inches. No special place to attach it on this particular tow bar, so once round the ball, clip it on to form a noose. Never take it round twice. And as you notice, it's the correct length, so it doesn't drag on the road. Now, if you'd like to learn more about tow bars, if you'd like to know more about breakaway cables, there's a leaflet that is produced by the National Caravan Council and is often free on the counters of the accessory shops. You see, it really is important that this coupling procedure is done as recommended.